A mother of two was in a life-threatening coma for 3 whole days after she took 1 sip of Diet Coke. Well, that's not something you hear every day now, is it? Welcome back to InformOverload. We do the news, but not that like lame news that you find on CNN and Fox. We do the news that people actually find interesting. I'm Charlotte. Subscribe so we get to hang out on the regs. Follow us on social media so we can connect outside of YouTube. And stick around until the end of the video where we give you bonus content and comment features. Oh yeah! Okay, but I'm just gonna get serious for a second because this is a serious video. 30-year-old Elizabeth Perkins spent 3 days in a medically induced coma because she took a sip of Diet Coke. She was actually given Diet Coke by accident instead of regular Coke by a staff member at her local pub, and she almost died because of it. Elizabeth and her 2 sons are extremely allergic to 2 types of artificial sweeteners, aspartame and aspartame. Both of these sweeteners are found in many different products, but diet soft drinks use heaping amounts as replacement for sugar. She told the Mirror, "I don't think people realize what a big difference something like that makes, and since the sugar tax, fewer and fewer places are serving the full-fat drinks. Some people automatically give you the low sugar or sugar-free versions, but for me that mistake could have been fatal." So for all the people that are saying that, well, you know, if she was deathly allergic to it, then she should have, you know, made a bigger point about telling them that she couldn't have Diet Coke. She stressed to the bartender that she needed to have the regular type of Coke. But as soon as she took a sip of what she was served, she knew it tasted strange and she started feeling sick. Dizziness followed, and then the room went black as Elizabeth's body tried to fight off her allergic reaction. Because of this very rare allergy, Elizabeth has to avoid artificial sweeteners, and she's had to do that her entire life. So basically it's difficult for her body to break down the sweeteners, so consuming them is kind of like drinking poison straight out of the bottle. Her condition is also genetic, so her 2 sons are affected by it as well. It makes her life very difficult. She has to make everything she eats from scratch. Everything she feeds her 2 sons for lunch at school is entirely made at home, because almost everything contains artificial sweeteners these days. It's crazy to think that we've gotten to the point in evolution that humans are now developing allergies to artificial substances. This is especially concerning because there's now a sugar tax, which is making it more expensive for places like pubs and restaurants to serve regular soft drinks. The sugar tax in the UK is officially called the Soft Drinks Industry Levy. It puts a charge of 24p on drinks containing 8 grams of sugar per 100 milliliter. This is directly payable by manufacturers to HM Revenue and Customs. The sugar tax was put in place to reduce the amount of sugar that people are consuming in the UK. But for people like Elizabeth, it's not exactly a good change. She also told the Mirror, since the tax came into effect, it's not cost effective or easy to pubs to have the sugared versions, as the prices have to be put through the till differently. The sugar tax also affects the medication Elizabeth's sons need. Her son Jacob was diagnosed with a benign tumor and needs medication for that, and her other son Matthew suffered a water infection. The medication they were prescribed contained artificial sweetener, and it's very difficult to track down the sugared version. She says she has to drive around for hours to get the medication her son needs because of this. On the other hand, sugar is extremely bad for people's health as well, and it's also a good thing that governments are trying to reduce the amount of sugar that people are consuming. It is so unnecessary for soft drinks especially to contain as much sugar as they do. Did you know that in just 1 can of Coca-Cola there is 39 grams of sugar? That is crazy, dude. Sugar causes heart disease, obesity, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword, really. Anyways friends, that is all I have to say about this for now. Let's wrap things up with some comment features, shall we? Jack Cyan Justice Deke said, "I think you need to do a piece about how it's creepy that people think it's okay to talk about your clothing. You should check out the recent story about the newscaster who's getting Facebook messages about her high-waisted pants." I don't get any of those, but I do wear high-waisted pants. So whenever a woman compliments my clothing, I do just take it as like a compliment. I mean, I'm wearing cute and I want to be complimented, let's be real. But sometimes it does get annoying when people seem to only worry about what my appearance is as a woman. What makeup I'm wearing, what my hair looks like, my clothing, or whether or not my boobs are big enough. It just goes to show that it really doesn't matter how smart or funny or how nice I am. Some people just value you for your appearance. There's not much you can do about that. Bruno Fan Gaming said, "Literally offended at how Lafayette was said. I live locally and it isn't said that way." Okay, so I'm gonna clear this up for you right now. People talk differently based on where they're from. Because I pronounce something a certain way, that doesn't mean that I'm saying it wrong. It means I'm from somewhere else. And Lafayette is a French name. With an American accent, it's Lafayette, I believe. You pronounce it differently, but by the way, I always Canadian. We're not American, and Canada is a bilingual country, half French, so. And I've also been to France, and I've been to La Galerie Lafayette, and that is how you say it. Go yourself. Rachel said, "Oh, I like this girl. She's the hostess with the most S. Please bring her back. Hilarious, love her sense of humor." See? Rachel thinks I'm funny. That's always a nice compliment, rather than something like, Charlotte is so hot, even though her boobs are small. That is it for me. Thanks for watching. If you want to keep watching, look at this playlist over here. Yeah, click it. And leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because I'm going to see you in a future IO video. Okay, bye. It is crazy to think that we've gotten to the point in evolution that humors